What's up everyone, welcome to NTWANfc. In today's video we're gonna have a look at the latest eFootball update, and as I was telling you over the last few videos, we have a new player. Finally, a new epic legend has been added to the game. You got a glimpse of him right here. Here he is. It is Carlos Tevez, the Argentinian player from Manchester City from back in the days. Two special player skills: phenomenal pass, momentum, dribbling. One of those special card design, just like Pelé, just like Bonucci a few weeks ago. So as I was telling you, save your coins. There's going to be some big players coming this season. And the first one that we have here is Carlos Tevez. So we're going to have a look at him right away. Deep lying forward, 88 rated with the booster. Let's have a quick look at the heat map. He can play on both flanks as a left wing forward, right wing forward, and support striker. 171, 77 kilos. He was 26 years old at that time. And deep lying forward, interesting. I kind of like this player ID. A lot of people do not like it. He's gonna have this tendency to drop back a little to play as a false nine, and he has that phenomenal pass. Perhaps it's kind of disappointing for him not to have phenomenal finishing as well, just like Pelé had. Let's have a look here. He's got shooting as his first booster. Second booster, as usual for these forwards, it's going to be striker instinct, shooting, perhaps fantasista. Let's have a look at the player's skills here. He has the following: double touch, momentum, dribbling, long range curler, dipping shot, long range shooting, one time shot, outside curler, phenomenal pass, track back, and fighting spirit. So he doesn't have he has just a simple double touch. So if you wanted to give him the double touch level 3, you would have to use 2 slots on the additional skills, and give him soul control and a flip flap. Let's see here. He does not have acrobatic finishing. This is going to be a big one that he's going to need. What else? One touch pass. It's going to be pretty much necessary to give it to him. He's got the phenomenal pass. He's going to need one touch pass. He's probably going to need something like through passing if he's going to be a deep lying forward, meaning he's going to come deep in the midfield to try to find another one of the forwards in the space. So, I think that it's better not to give him soul control and flip flap to make him, that kind of dribbling player, because it's going to use too many additional skill slots. But it is up to you, depending on how you want him to play. But there's a few skills that he needs here to be able to be really the best player that he can be. So let's see here. He comes in this pack. It is a 150 player pack, correct? It comes with Luis Figo here, momentum, dribbling, and edge crossing, 101. He is a cross specialist. Booster does not increase his overall rating here, 87 rated with the booster. Let's have a quick look at the heat map. He can play pretty much everywhere on the flank, and as a support striker and an offensive midfielder. Let's have a look here. Booster 1, shooting also. I would assume that the best that you could give him for this second booster would probably be crossing, if he's going to be a crossing specialist. If you remember back in the day, Luis Figo, he was really excellent playing on the wing and just finding, dribbling, his defender and finding these balls. Back in the days of Real Madrid, him, David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane, and of course they had Ronaldo R9 as their number 9. Let's have a look here at the player's skills. He's got double touch, cut behind and turn, soul control, momentum, dribbling, long range curler, one time shot, through passing, pinpoint crossing, edge crossing, and outside curler. So he has 2 of those skills. So if you give him flip flap, then right away he's going to have the double touch level 3 with cut behind and turn and momentum dribbling. Excellent dribbler. You could perhaps give him the Marseille turn also to make it very, very complete in that regard. He could probably use the long range shooting. What else? No acrobatic finishing for him. It could be something, one touch pass, definitely something that you would want him to have, and perhaps weighted pass could also be something interesting for him. So the last one here, Lorenzo Insigne, blitz curler. Now, all of them, as you can see, they're 101 rated. Insigne only 99. So, he's sort of the least interesting player in this pack here. Lorenzo Insigne, prolific winger, 86 rated, left wing forward. And you're going to have to give him additional skills if you want to have him as a right wing forward or an offensive mid. Or even, you could play him as a center forward, but he's going to be very, very small at 163 and only 59 kilos to play in that position. Let's have a look here at the booster ball carrying. Perhaps ball carrying technique. I'm sure striker instinct, pretty much anything offensive. But keep in mind, this guy, he's going to be a winger. He's going to be a dribbler. And because he's on the smaller size, then it's better to have him play sort of on the wings, on the side of the pitch, and not too much in the center, because he's going to be pushed around because of his small size if you bring him inside. All right, let's look at the player skills here. Double touch, long range curler, blitz curler, long range shooting, one time shot, one touch pass, pinpoint crossing, penalty specialist, gamesmanship, and captaincy. So some interesting ones here, sort of like Carlos Tevez. He only has the double touch. If you want to give him double touch level 3 here, you're going to need to give him a soul control and flip flap. But it could be interesting for him because he's so small and agile and mobile that it's going to be very, very difficult for your opponent to be able to stop him when he does that. Too bad that they didn't give him momentum dribbling. It would have been quite good for him. Let's see what else he could get. Let's see, his non-dominant leg usage is rarely, and his weak foot is only medium. You could probably give him outside curler. What else could you give him? Through passing, weighted pass. Always good to have for someone who's going to be playing on the wing. But he seems like a decent card, but nothing really exceptional. Of course, as it is often the case, the headliner of the pack, especially when you have a new legend, a very big player, it's always going to be one guy who's a standout and two other players that are not really all that interesting. They want you to go all the way and clear this pack to get Carlos Tevez. And, as such, the guys that come along, they're perhaps not all that interesting. So that is it for the pack with Carlos Tevez. Let's see the other packs that have been added in the game here. We got the J League 1 here with David Villa and Nakata. Back in their Japanese league days, 85 rated here. They seem some decent player, but usually these packs, they're more geared toward the Japanese players who have these Japanese event. Let's see here. We have this player of the week pack here from the national teams. And let's see, we have Messi here, Chouameni, De Bruyne, Reece James, Retegui, Guimaraes, Miguel Merino, Akanji, Depay. No Cristiano Ronaldo, despite his great performance. Perhaps it was too late for him to be included. Same thing with Haaland. No Haaland, despite scoring how many goals? Like 5 goals or something like that in one game. Very not that interesting, to be honest. Lionel Messi. We've seen so many cards of him. There's so many cards that we have of this guy. He gets one more. And then the other ones, we've pretty much seen all of these guys. First time shot De Bruyne. Perhaps this guy could be interesting now that he's playing in Napoli. So a little bit of a different player that you can use in the Italian league events. Let's see here who else has been added. So, the first phase of the eFootball League is over. If you qualified in the top 100,000, you got a player, I can't remember who he was, Isco, I think. And now the phase 2 is going to start, and Aubameyang is going to be the player that you can win here. Let's have a look at him. 85 rated, right? Not the best card. And I don't really understand, if they want people to be playing this eFootball League, then perhaps you should give players that are really, really good as a reward. Because when you see this Aubameyang here, is this going to motivate you? Is this going to make you want to play like 30 games in the phase just to get that Aubameyang card that you're never going to use because he's very weak? No, of course not. I don't understand why they're doing that. They should have really, really good cards here if they wanted people to play more. And yeah, that's not so great as a reward. Let's see here. We have a new anticipated standouts highlight cards here with nominating contracts. A pretty nice design for the cards here. Let's see who we have. There is Pacho. There is Hugo Ekitike, Giuliano Simeone, Victor Gyökeres, Mwembo, and Rodrigo Mora. Who is that? These two, Gonzalo Garcia from Real Madrid. This guy, I don't know him. Wilfried Gnonto. Not sure. Don't know this guy. But some interesting cards here. I think there's a lot of very interesting players here. Essentially guys that are new to their teams here, except for Pacho. He's been here for a while, but he's been playing very well. He hasn't really had that many highlight cards. But for the new arrivals like Ekitike, Gyökeres, and Mbembo, it's going to be interesting to try them out and to see exactly, if they're good or not, and if they can be competitive in online games or not. Not sure. We'll probably try them out on the channel. So make sure you subscribe if you want to know these players, if they're good or not. We're going to try them out in the coming videos. So that is it here for the players that have been added, the new packs. Carlos Tevez, of course, being the new player, the headliner of this midweek update here. And let's see here in the shop, some new avatars have been added here that you can get. Still the discounted tokens here, and some refresh here for the random boosters. Let's see what else we have here. There is no treasure link, so the treasure link has ended. As you know, it has not been replaced by a new treasure link. I'm not sure why they did that. You would assume that at the end of the phase or at the beginning of a new phase, they should release a new treasure link game. For some reason, they didn't do that. Maybe next week, maybe never again. Who knows? It's kind of disappointing because, of course, it was interesting, the treasure link, to have a set of epic players for free. And, we packed quite a few of them, but this week they did not add one. Not sure why. Definitely disappointing from Konami on that side. So in terms of events, of course, the eFootball League has started. It is, the new phase here. So, everything is reset and restarting. And here in the events for this week here, we have the Spanish clubs. As usual, if you play the one against the AI, you get a chance deal for the players of the week. 500 eFootball coin, 30,000 GPs. And in terms of PvP, there is the return of this 3-minute match where you can win a random booster token. Not really a fan of this 3-minute match. It's not really all that interesting a lot of times because you don't have enough time to really score. Then it just goes to penalties and it takes forever to get these penalties. And then the PvP, the usual event, as usual, you can get the random skill tokens and then 50 eFootball coins if you complete this event. So that is it, guys, for this update of eFootball. Carlos Tevez, the new legend added to the game. As we had told you guys, at this point of the game, it's better to hold on to this old epic players that they're just recycling, because you know that they're going to be adding, every now and then a new legend. This year, they're going to add quite a few new players. This time, it is Carlos Tevez. Last time, it was Bonucci. And still, we're hoping for something big, some Zidane or Ronaldo, perhaps. We will have to see, time will tell. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.
Hit me with that like, and sub to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that little right. The algo recommends for Figo like. The algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the